And we're live recorded. It's Saturday night. Live. I'm just kidding.
Recorded.
Live recorded. August 5th, 11:50 p.m. Pacific Northwest. I'm Jay. This is Skull.
Hi.
Behind the camera, holding the camera, if you will, is Mr. Cheese. And she's looking at me now. That is an orange medium hair tabby who is 6 years old. Anyway, moving on. Do you have any topics for today? Like maybe basketball update?
Not really since last time I've talked to it about it on the show.
Right. And we've had a lot of views on that episode, on that vlogcast episode. I'm not sure why exactly, but
Oh, is that where you read off the international names? Well, that's probably why, because the bots that are, hearing language are like, oh, Manila. What else was it? Abu Dhabi. Where was it?
Ivory Coast.
Right, Ivory Coast.
Yeah,
All
so
kinds of places.
I don't know, maybe y'all are interested in the schedule or something, but I guess I can drop the link. I'll drop the link in that episode and in this episode.
Is Indonesia involved in this World Cup? I don't remember.
I don't remember. You can refer to that episode that we did last. I can also just pull up the schedule again, but yeah, so what do you got? Oh shit.
Well, okay, so what does my brain go to? Like anarchy in the workplace. I like to get shifts where there's not managers around. So anarchy being like a lifestyle. If you're doing organizing and you've got like a take charge person and you're trying to get these other like hierarchical labor unions involved or whatever. Maybe you're doing it through that IWW or with IWW, but oh my gosh, clumsy, scraggly and clumsy.
That was Noodle for those of you who are watching, and those of you who are listening, you probably heard the little scraggly ass bitch. Anyway,
There you go.
yeah, I mean, I think that you are specifically referring to like hierarchical managers. I mean, I think that there's a way to like have a manager who like holds more of the responsibility if something goes wrong, but you can still run things in a non-hierarchical way, um, and like have input and involvement from everyone, and like have that be like kind of leveled out in pay, but to like I don't know keep some sort of order. You do I don't know. You have somebody held responsible, I guess, and like I don't know if that applies to what you're talking about at all, but that's just what's coming to mind with that specifically.
There's tangible kind of like chains of communication and things.
Between who?
Like labor and management or like
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't know.
say more.
Say more.
Yeah.
I mean, to be truly like non-hierarchical, I think that there's like a lot more of a time commitment on everyone's part. Um, like more meetings where everyone is there to make decisions or to like I don't know, chat things out and like kind of like imagine, how they want their workplace to be and be run collectively. I think that takes a lot of time. I don't think that people just kind of, get right into it and it works magically without anybody ever like having to take the time to have meetings. And that's how you get these positions where you have a manager and they're like, "Oh, you need to do this. This is how you do this." Or wait, no, I have the judgment call on this. So like you're not responsible for that, but you become responsible when you learn that that's the judgment call for that specific situation. Um, I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of tangenting a little bit. If that's a word. Is that a word?
Tangenting?
Mm-hmm.
Hierarchical. Like when you have one person ranked above another person, it's hierarchical.
Mm-hmm.
I have trouble. I mean, I have dry mouth right now, but I haven't practiced like oration, and so republictoday.net. But I wanted, right, right.
Yeah, I don't know. Just, I mean, I've been involved in a couple of organizations that are non-hierarchical, um, but it kind of like, there is some like, I don't want to say that it becomes hierarchical, but I think that there is some like shift in like, okay, these people know more than me, so they get to have more of a say, or like, um I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something about that I mean that I respect and I value that, where like people who know, like certain whatever interest topics, and they um are able to guide other people and be like, yeah, great, I like that idea. um I think that like maybe this needs to be changed because like I've been doing this for many years, which can kind of sometimes be an asshole move, in like not wanting to change things sometimes. Um, but I think that that happens even in specific hierarchical situations, not just non-hierarchical
Right. There's a lot of times in
organizations.
hierarchical situations at work where you get input. It doesn't mean like that. It doesn't mean anything. They're just like, give us credit for listening to what you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that's just what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Me having input, but it doesn't affect anything. Doesn't like just me being allowed to voice what I want. What I think, but then nothing's acted on or whatever.
I guess. Right. So I guess that I'm coming from a perspective of like a couple of places where like I've been involved in like a steering committee that like is actively like figuring out how to run a thing, um or organize or implement or whatever. um but I don't know, there becomes like these situations where like, oh, this, I mean, depending on who's involved in that like social circle or whatever, like this person's ideas are have more of a value because like we're in a relationship together, or because of their social status within like our community or whatever. I don't know. I think that things like that tend to come into play in some of that decision making, planning, implementation process.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Right. There's all
and that's
kinds
just
of,
like across the board.
like you're saying, people might be an authority on a subject, and so you defer to that person.
Authority.
Maybe there's a doctor that's a member
Maybe.
of the collective, and you have like a medical question,
Uh,
and that person's like, well, this is what I think.
right. Yeah, I don't know.
Because there's
I
gonna be
think
some
it's.
jerk if it's like most collectives where it's like, fuck you, I don't care, I don't believe you, I think you're lying, medical doctor, about this medical question.
Oh, what school did you go to? I'm gonna contact the whatever office.
Mm-hmm.
Records office.
And because you can, make a lot of money in our culture, I distrust you.
Mm, right, right. You played the game. You have privilege over me.
When we leave this
But like this.
anarchist meeting,
Ah, right, right. Yeah. Okay. I see that. Mhm. Yeah. Um.
what else you got?
What else do I got?
Listen to some good tunes. It's interesting the way like fests and stuff come in and out of one's life, and like going to shows and pursuing collecting music versus mm, working on playlists and Pandora stations and whatnot. Um, and whatnot. This is old, but um, I don't know. There's for you people who weren't in this apartment earlier, right before this podcast, there's some tunes on. And I was just thinking about music and like music listening habits and sort of being into music in different ways.
Would you like to give an example?
Well, like I was thinking about fests versus listening to Spotify on your phone versus like pursuing club shows um, or collecting CDs.
Mm-hmm. Tapes, physical media.
Right, physical media.
Mm-hmm. Right. Or as you said, like I think maybe the last episode or a few episodes ago, legacy media.
Legacy media. Yeah.
Um yeah, I don't know. I That's funny that you bring that up because I mean, I'm going to shift it into like what's on my brain right now, and what you brought up kind of got me thinking about that. But I've been slowly like going through some of my stuff. I have a lot of stuff and
You don't
things.
have that much though. Okay.
I don't have that much, but I mean, there's things that I like don't use on a regular basis, if at all, within the past like 2 years or whatever, and um, yeah, I guess that I'm just trying to get rid of it. But that got me thinking about like some of my like collectible items. Um, and whether it actually kind of like, I don't know, this is like played out and like so old at this point, but where like the Marie Kondo technique, does this bring you joy, whatever. And so I've just been kind of like thinking about some of my little collections, and do I like actually enjoy it? Do I need it? Would somebody else appreciate it more? And so I'm probably going to make some decisions about that here in the next few days, and figure out what my next steps are for those things.
It's heavy. I'm not good at that stuff. I do have opinions about what's like healthier or worse. I think about it when I see seemingly houseless people um,
Mm.
with two shopping carts, a huge like backpacking backpack.
Right, which is not
You
a lot
know,
of stuff compared to what I have.
true, true, but we've talked about. I mean,
I just happen to have a bigger vessel.
yeah, yeah, and it's like it's holding them back. I feel like
Hmm.
um, traveling that heavy with that particular
Mm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a value. Like they're not in danger of being robbed by other, like desperate people, because people just aren't desperate for like extra sweatshirts and whatever. Um, I don't know what. Obviously, there's an infinite variety of what folks might have, in their tents, in encampments, or whatever. I do think of the shopping carts sometimes.
Mhm.
Storage spaces are a thing.
Mhm. Yeah, we were
Um,
talking about that today with your parents.
yeah,
About your parents. Yeah.
but they're definitely a thing. Um, People enjoy shopping. People enjoy Christmas and giving presents for Christmas and birthdays and like getting stuff for themselves, and um, we assign sentimental value to things when they're given. Oh, this person gave me this book, you know. So yeah,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
I'm sympathetic. I'm not great about it. I have
Mhm.
sort of a room full of stuff or so, in New York. Where we're not, we're in Pacific time. But I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, it's I. You're good. You don't have as much, and I do think it's healthier to. It's like I'm not people who have, whatever they do these studies. If you're like, have a lot of money, then you're happier. That's like America. And having a lot of money does not mean the same like having a lot of stuff. What if you just like were so rich that you just buy, clothes when you just don't pack clothes. You just buy them when you get to another place. Um,
Mhm.
Going to stay in a rental home in Rome, and then Tucson, uh, then Paris,
Mhm.
then San Angelo, Texas. I don't know why we're getting a rental there. Tucson. I'm interested in mid-sized cities. I can see the potential how there's skewed things. I mean, I think Olympia is special in that it's in between other cities, um, and you get places like that on the East Coast. Places that are like in between
Yeah.
Philadelphia and Atlantic City.
Right.
Um,
Things are a lot more closer over there anyway.
yeah,
Distance.
right, right. What's in between Los Angeles and San Francisco? I don't even know.
Anaheim.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't
Anaheim
know
is
California
just
very
outside
well.
of LA.
I want to go on
A
vacation
coast
there.
trip.
Yeah, I mean California's cool. I'm not hating all you California people out there. I'm just saying
Let's
I don't
go.
know. I forget what cities. Mid-sized cities. Is San Diego a mid-sized city?
Oh no, they're pretty big.
It's not. So it's like Seattle. Seattle seems pretty big.
Yeah, we'll look at it on a thing, but
Populations.
it's gigantic. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's more like so
It is, I
Memphis.
think,
Memphis.
Tennessee.
Nashville's kind of big, but Nashville's cool. Everybody
Nashville's
likes Nashville.
fun.
Yeah.
I really like Nashville. um, yeah. I don't know. What else you got for us?
Yeah, mid-sized cities. I don't know. Want to check them out. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube.com, Republic Today, RepublicToday.net. Got anything else? Is that it? Are we gonna keep asking each other?
Thanks for listening!